Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of TD202. In this episode, I will show you how to represent a simple isometric geometry in orthographic projection. Stay tuned. Okay, so today the isometric geometry that we're going to represent in orthographic projection is right here before you. And as you can see, I have indicated the view that will be the front view. So as you can see, the overall length of the drawing is 80 millimeters. The overall width of the drawing is 60 millimeters. And the overall height of the drawing is 60 millimeters. Now in drawing this, there are some measurements that are missing in the sense that I have not shown it, but however you are able to calculate it. For example, this length here, the length of this face right here, is 60 millimeters due to the fact that you have 20 millimeters here, so the remainder of the length, 80, is 60. As well as right here, the overall height of the measurement of the drawing is 40 millimeters, and as you are going downwards, you realize that there's 20 millimeters here, so the remaining measurement would be 20 millimeters. So now let's proceed to represent this drawing in third angle projection. That's the method I'm going to use today. Now, the first thing I normally like to do is to draw the front view of the object. And as you can see here, this is the front face. So I have shaded the front face. So this line here, and this line, and this line, these are all horizontal lines. So while they recede in isometric projection, they will actually be displayed as horizontal lines in orthographic projection. These lines, on the other hand, will remain as is, which is vertical. So now let's proceed. We have this measurement 80, 40, 20, 20, 60, and 20. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm drawing a baseline. Then I'm going to measure 80 millimeters. Now I'm drawing the height, which is this face, 40 millimeters. Then I'm measuring the 20 millimeters, going across. Then I'm measuring the 20 millimeters, going down, as you can see right here. And as you may have realized, by the time I've gone across, and then by the time I've brought this measurement up, you would have realized that I didn't need to measure this measurement, which is 60 millimeters, and this measurement, which is 20 millimeters. Normally when drawing in either isometric projection or orthographic projection, the measurements that seem to be missing, once you work with what you already know, those measurements will automatically work themselves out. So I have the front view. If you notice, all the lines that once receded are now straight. And there is only one face that you can see from the front. So let me highlight that face, or brighten that face, or outline that face rather. Now I'm going to proceed to draw the plan view. I like to draw the plan view next. So I'm going to measure a 20 millimeter space, then proceed, and I'm measuring this from the highest point, and then I'm going to proceed to draw a baseline for the plan view. Now if you notice, looking down on the drawing, I'm seeing two faces. I'm seeing this face, and I'm seeing this face, looking downwards on the drawing. Now, I'm also able to see the overall length and the overall width, but not the overall height. Now, if you realize here, I have the overall length already. So once I bring up all the points from the front view, which is this and this, which is represented in this line, this point and this point, which is represented by this line. If you notice, the one line takes care of both points. Now I'm transferring all the measurements. The overall length is transferred. Now all I need is the overall width. So I'm measuring from the baseline 60 millimeters. And you can immediately notice, let me just brighten then tell you what I'm talking about. You can immediately notice that I have this face and this face. Now this measurement was 60 millimeters, as was the case here. Now it has been transferred 60 millimeters. I've measured the 60 millimeters here. So if you realize I'm only measuring in one direction, I have not measured anything this direction on the plan view due to the fact that all the measurements from the front view were transferred. When I was drawing the front view, I took measurements both horizontally and vertically. When I was drawing the plan view, I only took measurements vertically due to the fact that the horizontal measurements were transferred from the front view. Now that I've drawn the front view, I am going to now proceed to draw the side view. And in this case, the side view, or the end view that is being shown, is the left side view. And due to the fact that we're using third angle projection, we are going to represent this view on the left side of the drawing. Now, in doing this, we're going to need to draw a 45-degree line to transfer measurements from the plan view to the right side, to the left side rather. So initially, in order to transfer measurements from the plan view, all I need is my t-square. So these points will be represented by this line. These points will be represented by this line. These points will be represented by this line. That takes care of the front view. Now, in order to draw the 45-degree line that will transfer the measurement from the plan view, I have to look for the highest point, since it's third angle, the highest point, the point that will be closest to the plan view, which is along this line, to in the direction of the view that I'm going to draw. So since I'm going to draw the left view, this line is the closest on the front. This line is the closest to the plan. So at this point, the uppermost point to the left, I'll draw a 45-degree angle. Sometimes this point will fall on the drawing, sometimes it will not, like in this case. So I'm going to draw my 45-degree line using my 45-degree set square. Please bear in mind, you can only use a 45-degree set square in order for this to be done accurately. I'm going to proceed to draw lines across. These 3 points will be represented by this line. They are in line. These 3 points will be represented by this line. Once they touch the horizontal line, I will now proceed to transfer these measurements downwards to touch the lowest line that was transferred from the front view. So this and this. Now if you notice, you will immediately see the faces. So this face, which is here, if you measure, you'll realize that this length is already established to be 60 millimeters. This I measured 60 millimeters, and as you notice, this measurement has been transferred 60 millimeters. I measured this line 20 millimeters, as was seen on the drawing. As you realize, it has been transferred. So you're seeing this face here, and you're seeing this face here, and this face here. So let me go ahead and outline that shape for you. Okay, so this is how you would draw the orthographic representation of this isometric object. Now, in part 2 to this episode, I will demonstrate how you would dimension this drawing, meaning how you would go about putting the measurements on this drawing, as well as how you would draw the orthographic symbol for this drawing. I hope this video was very informative, and I hope you grasped the concept or the concepts that were taught in this video. Stick around for the next episode and have a wonderful day.